Thank you very much, CK.
Welcome.
The name, is it Kwabna or Kwablan?
Kwablan. Most of people get it wrong.
What are the name?
Kwablan, that's my father's name.
Oh, okay.
My father is not Akonnor, but is Kwablan. So Charles Kwablan. The name, my father's name is the middle name.
Oh, okay. But, okay. What about the Akonnor is your name?
Akonnor is my uncle who gave me that name.
You are Charles.
Yeah.
Now we have an idea. What have you been up to?
I've been okay, you know, by the grace of God, surviving and trying to learn a little bit about the game of football, and been out of the country once, twice, and then I'm back. So I'm here chilling, if you put it that way.
But where did you grow up?
Me?
Yes.
Where I grew up?
Yes.
I was born in Georgia.
Okay.
Grew up in Nungwa, and then obviously Tema was the main place where the hustle started from. You know.
So you're a hustler?
Of course, you don't know. I'm a hustler. Still a hustler.
But how did you get into football and not any other sport?
Well, when I was in school, pre-sec Nungwa, precisely, school teams, sports, I used to run 800 meters for the school.
Oh, okay.
And then the game football, it started. But of course, from course, Tema Hasby, I started with Harbour City.
Oh.
First Nungwa course, once Tema Hasby, Harbour City, and then Hartlepool. Hartlepool was the main place I really established myself as a good footballer, and I captained the coast team. Then near Welbeck were my playmates at that time.
Now you've always started as a captain, because we'll get to that point where you captain because from the coast level you captain the team. Yeah,
it's part of me. You know, I grew up knowing that togetherness was one thing that can make you succeed, you know, and of course always try to get the team together. In the school,
yes.
I was also in the school team the leader of the team, the captain. And Tema Hasby started with the likes of Ablade Kuma, who were ahead of me at that time. Okay. Then when he left, then I became the captain of the team.
So how was the genesis like?
It's nice, you know, it was more fun. We were enjoying ourselves, not really thinking about money and what it can provide to us in the near future, you know. So we were enjoying ourselves and it was always a privilege to get on the field and play. And of course, when you finish, you have people who will say dash you money and all the points. I quite remember when I was with I think Cosmos then. That was the first time I saw Mohamed Polo. I was a ball boy.
Oh, okay.
At the Accra Sports Stadium, we had a curtain raiser before the match. It was Hearts Confederation Cup. I think you were not born. Against a Benin team, and they won. That was when I saw Mohamed Polo.
How was it like?
Oh, magic! I couldn't believe what I was seeing, you know. And at that time, I remember I prayed, oh, if I could play like that, Mohamed Polo was unbelievable with the ball, you know. So growing up, coach, you know, it was more fun, you know. You'll be privileged to have football boots to, you know, play on you know. So it was a good beginning.
I can imagine that. I can imagine that. And gradually, at what point did you get to Okwa United?
Well, when 96 after was it 96? After a while with Tema Hasby, at that time we're using height.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And I'm not that old, but I was lanky boy, you know, tall. So I was above the height, and therefore it was demanded that I continue. So if I wanted to play football to the highest level, and so there was one man whom I still talk to, who took me to Okwa.
Oh, okay.
And when I went there, it was Afrani. Coach Afrani,
okay.
Who was there.
The late Afrani.
You look at me, there's no hope. You know, I didn't look like.
You didn't look like
I didn't look like a footballer. I look like this Kenyan boy, you know, dark boy, slim, very, very tiny. And he asked me, "Can you?" I said, "Yeah, okay." So in front of everybody, I just took off my clothes, went on the field of play, and then just I think about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Mosquito. Where is the mosquito?
And the mosquito was piercing through.
I was then with Karim Mijima. His soul rest in peace. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how we became friends till he passed, you know. And I survived the test, you know. I passed it. It was a litmus test or whatever, you know. I tried. I made it to the under 20s.
Yes.
Then, you know, and at that time, I think Anthony Boy was a big, huge figure in Aqua United. Yes. I think that same year he left to Germany.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how
it all started.
It all started. And Aqua United, I played, I think, for 2 or 3 years with under 20s, and then I progressed into the senior team.
The Aqua United days, how was it like?
For hustling.
Still hustling?
Hustling, yeah. I tell you, you don't want to know some of the stuff.
I want to know that one, yeah.
You know, we went there, and at that time, I think we were given 5 cities as a signing on fee, and I wanted to continue my education in school, you know, and they couldn't offer much. So from then, I had to stop, you know. But later on, I educated myself when I became.
Does it mean that it was difficult from home? That's why you...
I left home. At that time, my father had passed.
Oh, okay, sorry.
My mother was struggling with 6 kids, you know, and so I left. I just left, you know. And then I saw the difficulties my mom was going through. It was hard, difficult. So
you were child number what? 1 or 2?
Number 4.
Wow.
Yeah, I was the 4th born. So, and then during house babies, I was surviving because you go and play and then you do what we call lalasu. You go around, take some money, you know, and then it was over with hearts. I had to continue. So I went to Aqua United, knowing that life was going to be difficult. You know, nobody was around. I was alone, very young at that time. So I asked if they could help me further my education by going to KAkonnor. You know, I went to do the necessary to continue there because I was then at pre-sec Nungwa, you know. And what they offered me, I couldn't pay for my fees at the same time survive, you know. Even with that, I had to live with Apim Nankwa. My soul also recently was buried there. I lived with him, and almost all the kids, his kids, became like family. You know, and they treated me in that manner. So I lived with them with my little money and surviving at the same time. So it was difficult, but I managed to succeed, to survive.
When you take a look back at those years and see yourself today, what goes through your mind, CK?
It's God. You know, a lot of things we don't know. As you sit here, you don't know what tomorrow brings. But the Creator knows himself. Yeah. If he knew me before I was 4 in my mother's womb, then he must have prepared the way for me. But we don't know, and most of the time we rush. Yes. I still rush as a human being because things will happen to you and then you go bitter, you're disappointed. But he knows
what is best.
What is best, you know. And so we most of the time have to be humble and listen to the call and what. But it's difficult.
Did you move from Aqua United to Germany?
No. I moved a year to Ashgold.
Oh, okay.
From Ashgold, and I just played a year and then moved to Germany.
And how was that journey like?
It was also a difficult one, you know. I had done well for myself at that time. Ashgold saw me, David Put at then, you know. He signed me, Augustin Ahimfo, Samia J, Yawa Champon, Simado. We were. When the team was transformed from that time, Sam Jonah was then the main person running the Anglo Gold then, you know, and financially they were sound. You know, so we went there and I had a little bit of the professionalism, a little bit touch of it, because when we went there, everything was different from what I had experienced, you know, before. So it was a good transition from that point before I went to Germany. When I went to Germany, obviously I went at a bad time. My weather was very poor, very bad. February. Yes. I got out of the plane. I wanted to go back because it was too cold in Frankfurt. You know, it was very, very hard. You know, and I couldn't believe I would be able to make it. But if I look back, I have no choice. I have to make it. You know, so
because you felt that was the turning point.
Yeah. That was I had chance chances upon chances to travel, and it all went bad.
Yes.
You know, we went to Egypt, then under 20, led by Samade,
Yes.
as the leader or coach of the team in a youth tournament under 20. I think we were third, and that is the medal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were third, bronze, and I had done well. There were agents coming up, you know, thinking that hey, this is the moment. It didn't happen. I was so disappointed. It didn't happen. Rather, those who were not in the picture were taken away, and I was left out. So again, upset, you know, you go down. And then all of a sudden, I was very fortunate. I was then the youngest in the senior national team, the front line.
Yes.
And then I was doing well. Otto Fista then had taken me into the team. It was a magic, you know. At that time, I had also been dropped from the Olympic squad, Barcelona, in '92. And then I came back disappointed, went back to Ashgold, played one match. I was invited to the under-20 national team. We played. Otto Fista saw me, picked me. So those who were then with the Barcelona squad were all then behind. They had to fight to get there.
You've had many disappointments in your life, actually.
Yeah, it's always been part of me, you know, and somehow I get back.
How do you do it?
Yeah. It's the faith and the belief I have in me, and to obviously understand the work of God, how things work, you know, because where you think you deserve it, you're disappointed, you know, but you don't give up in life.
Tell us about the life in Germany.
Life in Germany was good, ups and downs, you know, in terms of racism at that time was a bit on the high in Germany. I've had encounters where I was almost beaten, you know.
Really?
Yeah. And survived. You go to a restaurant, they don't want to serve you because not the restaurant, but those who also
the cashiers, the people
not the cashiers, those who
the
are
caterers and all those people.
Not the caterers. I was talking of those who are also there to be served.
Oh, okay.
They don't want you to sit next to them, and they behave funny towards you. You know, and so these were challenges that apart from the football aspect of life, the private life was also a difficult one. So you go to a restaurant and you are being looked at a different funny way. You know, they are looking at, what is this monkey doing? You know, that kind of thing. Sometimes you get upset. You know, I've had situations where I was in a train, I wasn't driving then, where I've been attacked by what we call the Black Angels. Those guys they do their, you know, attacked in a way. But all this were part of the journey.
But with all these challenges, how did you rise to the extent that you were even able to captain Wolfsburg?
Yeah, I was tough. You see, I'll tell you a funny story. After '96, when I went to South Africa, I didn't know what was going on then. I was already in Europe, but I didn't understand the reality between races, black and white.
Okay.
When I got to South Africa, I remember we went to a certain place to one of the schools, and the way we drove from town, and as we were going, we were seeing the different houses. It was becoming poor in the area where it was changing until we got to the school. And when we got to the school, we were all sad. You know, we saw them still standing in the rain. It was raining then. And I think Pele was even in tears. That's when I saw how blacks were being treated. And it gave me some sort of anger, bitterness. When I went back to Europe, I was different. It kept ringing in my head, you know, and so it reflected how I was treated then in Germany. Okay, because I didn't know. Sometimes I would take it like, I didn't understand, you know, the reality on how blacks were treated almost everywhere in the world, not just Germany or South Africa. And South Africa belongs to the blacks. If I
can put it that way.
I can put it that way.
Yeah.
You know? So I changed. My attitude changed towards
the whites.
The whites, you know. And
you saw them to be different from
you. And so I was always, and then from there I started learning the language. I went to the president and said, I want to learn the language. You don't go to the president and talk to him like that because he's a crazy man. Tony Buffo will tell you. I went to his office, then he had to bring in some interpreter. I said, I want to learn the language now.
So you speak German?
Yeah, of course.
Can you try something?
I can speak. When you speak, I can speak with you.
Okay, I get it. But talk to me about that experience that you had. Would you say that South Africa journey actually changed your mentality and how you saw life?
Yeah, I realized that we complain. Some people are even going through worse than us, and I was like, come on, you are privileged. This is something I'm doing, and I'm enjoying it.
Yes.
I'm passionate about it, and I'm getting money out of it, and all that. And so I look at it from it. It's really changed my life, how I saw things.
Which tournament was the first tournament you played for the Black Stars?
94, Tunisia.
Tunisia 94.
94, 96, 98, and 2000.
How was it like in the national team?
To be honest with you, where I really enjoyed most was when I was with under 20s, when we went to Australia.
Oh, okay.
And that was, I think, my best moment as far as the national team is concerned. I enjoyed, the group was good, we were very good together, we had fun, we enjoyed, the likes of Augustina Himfo, Benowu.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They would crack some jokes in.
But you were always a serious person. So.
I was. I know you wouldn't want to laugh, but you go and hide and laugh. It was funny, And I wish I had that group till like you don't come. It was fun. And when we get on the field of play, we know what time it is.
Yes.
We were there to deliver.
Yes.
We were very serious on the field of play, but off the field of play too. We had fun. It was fun. It was like.
How was that different from the national team, the Black Stars itself?
No, the Black Stars were maybe, if I should say, too serious, and we had a lot of egos.
Oh, okay.
And there wasn't anybody who was
lighting up the atmosphere.
who could change that or control those egos. It looks like the players were too bigger than the
national team.
The national team itself. Yeah, and truly, we had big players. We had those who opened doors for some of us.
Yes.
The likes of Anthony Yeboah, Abedi Pele, Kwame Ayew was even somebody I highly respected till today. So we needed somebody who could
lighten the
and it was all
the egos.
To control the egos, manage it.
So do you just subscribe to those who say that the Black Stars squad of 92 to 98, the atmosphere within the team was very toxic?
Yeah, I think it started from 92. I wasn't there. I was part of the qualification, but I was not part of the final squad of the tournament. And I think it started from there because there were a lot of issues which, when we start to talk about it, we won't finish. And it's course it continued till when I got in. Of course, the atmosphere was not the best one, and I was surprised. I personally was young. I was looking up to some of the players, big names, and you could clearly see there wasn't that kind of bonding, team spirit bond.
How did that affect you in the team?
I was disappointed, but I was just focused on what I had to do on the field of play. It didn't really bother me, but I was surprised to have seen guys who sort of have opened doors for all of us, and again, it might not be the players, but the people around it couldn't control it very well, couldn't manage it very well.
Was the disunity that obvious in the team?
I will tell you today, it was clear, it was obvious. It wasn't, for instance, I think our first match was against Guinea. I didn't know nothing. We got into the dressing room, then I was called by Maestro. Me, I think, Odati Lamte, and somebody else, that some people were not going to play. I didn't know. We had made a squad.
Was it 96?
No, 94.
Oh, okay.
94, And then we were called because we knew who were going to play the team. And then when we got there, something happened. Some were not going to play. And I was like, what? I was shocked. You know, but I didn't get it. I didn't understand everything. I was, like I said, I was too young to have, you know, to have got everything right in my head at that time. And my focus was, hey, me, I've gotten a chance to play in the, you know. So my
after hustling all the way from
I won't allow anything. I was just focusing on what I had to do. And seriously, I was always thinking of what I could do to help the team. You know, if I had to put my head on the listen to be, you know, I was going to do it. Yeah, so, but I'm sure now, you know, we've gone past all those things, and probably some of them will say, it wasn't necessary, you know, because if we had got it right, if we had gotten it right, united, the bonding of the team, I think would have been to the World Cup, to the World Cup before the likes of our peers and others.
Many of you always say that. Yeah. If you just joined us, we are speaking to C.K Akonnor, former head coach of Black Stars, former head coach Marcel Asante Kotoko, former head coach Ashanti Gold. In fact, I remember that Ashanti Gold story. It was an incredible story because the team was struggling. He took them and they survived relegations. He's worked with 11 Ys, he's worked with Dreams FC and all that. He's been sharing with us his life story, how he started and getting into the national team. And one thing he said that is so profound is that when he got to the national team, when he got to Germany, the most important thing was to focus on why he's there. CK, tell me briefly, I just want to wrap up the conversation on the national team. Many of you have said that disunity was such that it denied you people an opportunity of playing the World Cup. And you just mentioned it right now. That you probably could have qualified even before the likes of Stephen Appiah and all that. How disappointing was it that your generation were not able to qualify for the World Cup?
If you see the essence of the World Cup, how important it is for every player, then you know that I've not been there. It's something.
You don't have it on your CV.
No.
I can imagine that.
You know what? I think it was not meant to be. It's also part of the journey that the Creator has laid. But we always, it's life. It's an opportunity that we have to make use of it. And we didn't. Now, I'm too old. I cannot.
But when you have the ball at your feet, we will not believe that you're old.
Charlie.
But you were able to rise within that toxic atmosphere to become the captain of the Black Stars. How did that happen?
You see, I think somebody like Sam Johnson, Yao Prekun, Udati Lamte, Azika Sari, and the likes were ahead of me because they played in 92. When I got into the team, I was regular, I was consistent. I never went out of the team. And some of them, as a result of injury or something, were out of the team. And so they were not consistent. If you ask me how I became the captain, I think that is one of the reasons why. Because I played 4 Nation Cup continuously.
Oh, wow.
You know, 94, 96, 98, 2000.
I see.
So by the time I was at the, I think the 4th year or the year.
The 4th tournament.
I was then a big name in the team.
Yes.
You couldn't.
And in fact, in Ghana.
You couldn't, and I was present most of the time.
Yes.
And so, yes, we had the maestro. The maestro was going out, and if you look around, and I think the players also who agreed in that sort of manner, agreed, and you know, I got that chance to be captain of the team.
And when you became captain, you replaced Abedi.
Yeah.
How was it like?
Don't ask me.
I always ask that question.
It was too big.
It is obvious.
Yeah, it was too big, you know, and maybe, you see, and I don't think we still do it. To become a captain of a national team is not easy. In Europe, what they do is they will nurture you into it.
Oh, okay.
They will educate you. They will tell you what to say, you know, how to go. And I was a young boy. I didn't know nothing. Maybe I could have also been clever enough to go to Pele.
Yes.
And ask him, you know,
to learn the ropes.
To learn the ropes and even how to manage it, the situation. And you know, at that time, there were a lot of issues with us, sponsorship and all those things. One of the things I did, which was okay when we played. We hosted the AFCON with Nigeria.
Yeah.
I brought in Puma. I had a personal sponsorship with Puma. So Puma was able to give to those who didn't have sponsorship. I think Apia had his own, Sami Kufuor also had his own. And then the rest who didn't have it, I was able to bring them on board. And plus they gave even some money, on top of it. These are some of the petty things. And then in terms of negotiation of money, I remember we played a match on Saturday or Sunday. But a day before the match, I was at the minister's office with, I think, Kufuor and somebody to
ask for bonuses.
Who is this? I'm not used to these things, And these were things that could easily affect you as a player.
Yeah.
My mind and everything had to be on how to lead the team to play on the field of play. Not that the other stuff shouldn't be part of me. And I had so many issues. And then also, I wouldn't say a mistake. I put on the 10 shirt because I used to wear the 11. Put on the 10 shirt and I had calls from everywhere. People I didn't even know. I know my 10 shirt and say, hey.
You didn't even know you were wearing number 10?
I knew. I think I opted for it.
Oh, okay.
Because now Pele was not there. Nobody was willing to.
Was willing to take up?
But I think I was very used to the 11 shirt.
Yeah.
Then I was very, very comfortable in it. No, I'm not talking about super t-shirts.
No, I get it. Maybe you are wearing a very big shirt.
Yeah.
You're going into the shoes of one man who was deemed so huge that it was a responsibility you're going to carry.
And like I said, all these things, I need to be nurtured into it, to be taught. Do this, do that, do that. There wasn't in Germany, I can only speak of that. I don't know about England. When Lam became captain,
Philip Lam,
he was
nurtured.
They told him do this, do that, and I know about it. It's not like I'm just talking. I know. I was aware what they were doing. And because I followed those things, I wanted to. Because I was then also, I think I had been the captain of the national, so I knew, and all those things. If you don't have the ability, the heart to lead an African team, then don't do it. It's not that easy. You know how we talk in this country?
Yes.
We have thousands of coaches, including you.
Including myself. Including my crew.
Yeah, everybody. So these things are important. We need to do this. Not even the national today from the junior level, under 17 to under 20. And if you're able to do that, somebody like Cruz, he was the captain of under 17.
Yes.
Are you aware of that? Yeah.
I remember.
Look how he's grown.
Yes.
How he played into the senior national team.
I remember the 2007 under 17 World Cup in Korea.
Yeah.
Korea, yes. He captained Germany. In fact, he scored 2 free kicks against Ghana. I remember.
Under 17, under 20. And he, because he had that.
He was being groomed.
Yeah. And because he already had it.
Yes.
As a leader, he could be seen as a leader because of his attitude, the way, But then if you notice something of that sort, then
you need to groom it.
Groom it and let it grow.
What did you do to ease the tension that you met at the national team when you became captain?
Of course, me and Kufuor had always been very close in terms of what ought to be done, what we have to do, sponsorship, and it was always like fight. Because we were not happy. And sometimes I think one of the things that maybe let us down, we took a lot of issues in our own hands.
Oh, okay.
Whilst we had to allow money because we felt they weren't doing what they had to do. Yes. And so, Kufuor went to, was he Burkina Faso or whatever, and he was sent home.
Yeah, I remember.
And if you look at the issues, these are issues that Kufuor doesn't need to do it. The manager had to do it. But because they were not doing it,
he had to do it.
He had to speak about it, and then you'll be victimized if you do these things. And it's been a problem, but it has changed. I think, if I'm very honest, from Nyantichi's era, those things changed a bit, and it improved the team.
And tell me briefly about I remember that within that period, in as far as we were pretty young and we were following the national team, there were so many things. In fact, we were watching black and white television in the beach.
You were in Norway.
But I do, I was in the north. But I do recall some of the interesting stuff that surrounded you not being the captain of the Black Stars again. Do you recall?
Yeah. I was. That was also mismanagement. You know, I'm not supposed
because
to.
I can recall that. I remember I was pretty young, but I do recall the reports were that you had seen the story on
yeah. I wasn't told. In fact, we were going to a match in Germany, Wolfsburg, and I was the captain. Choked at the back, watching my TV, you know, relaxing, and then I had a call from BBC, whoever it was, but it was an English number. That the squad is out. Are you aware you are not part of the squad? I choked. I was shocked. I said, no, I was trying to play tough.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And truly, then after talking to the journalist, I called one or two people and then I asked and said, yes. I said, what happened? So even if that was the case, couldn't they have called me just to inform me?
Who was the coach then?
I think was it Samdudu or I don't know. The guy who took them to if you find out the person who took them to the Burkina tournament,
okay,
he should be. I have a bad memory.
So that's really like the 2002 of
yeah. And you know, so I still wanted to play. So you were forcibly retired from the yeah. I mean, I'm saying that I was the captain of Wolfsburg. You understand me?
Yes.
And one way or the other, maybe they were not satisfied with me as the captain of the team. But I could still be part of the team. You understand? I don't have a problem. I could still be part of them and contribute in a certain way. You understand me? Rather, they decided not to call me, not to tell me. I was out from the squad, and it became I was hurt. Telling you I was hurt. It hurt me so bad.
You know, the Black Stars has always been full of captaincy issues.
Yeah. And I think in our era, Kufuor was able to, you know, soften a little bit because he was also big at that time then. Okay. So me and him had a very common understanding. We were working towards sources for the team to be okay. Even we tried the likes of Tuado and others join the team. It was as a result of our effort. Gerard Samoa also came. You know, we spoke to them. I spoke to them. Kufuor, Anthony Bafo was also involved. At that time, Anthony hadn't come there. But so he would call me, call Kufuor, and then on the phone we talk. And not just them. There were Francis Diko.
Yes.
Diko. I brought him to the.
Really?
Single-handed. I think there was a time. Former of Nyantichi, the president, even said it. You know, and so we were like today, where you have the likes of Lamte, Tariq Lamte, and others coming. They were interested, so we were approaching them on a secret, you know. So again, it is how we go about things. It is how we, and you can imagine those who were in charge then.
Yes.
The same way they were with Pele, Yeboah, and all, and then the team became an issue. It exploded because they weren't managed well. Imagine I was bitter then when I was out from the squad. I spoke about, and if I had some feelings today, I say I'm sorry. I've always apologized. I was hurt though. I was really, really hurt. I couldn't believe it that my own people could do this to me. However, I kept my cool, and everything went on. I went ahead to become coach. I haven't coached mine.
I'm coming to the coaching. At what point did you realize that you could become a coach?
Well, I had a friend who is now a big agent, and he had stopped playing. We were together. We played together in Cologne. Oh, okay. He moved to. He's even here in this picture. Oh, okay. Yeah, Beck. I see. Yeah, and so he asked me, Charlie, can we do something? And at that time I was still playing. I was in Denmark then. So we tried to start a little bit of an academy stuff, and so he came one day, and when we come in, and I said, I will take over. I will do it. So he was standing aside. He was looking at me, watching me what I was doing. I said, when we finished, I said, have you coached before? I said, no. He said, you could do this.
Try it. So
try it. He really encouraged me. So when I finished, I'm playing. The first thing I did was to do the Lances B in Germany, UEFA B. Yeah. I did it, and thank God, in German, I passed. I passed the test, and I had the license. I came down here. In fact, I started 11 Wise before going back again to do the course, and then till now. I've had a passion, I've had a belief. I didn't believe I could do it though.
Yeah.
I had different thoughts of job, what to do and all that.
So if you were not a coach, what would you have done differently?
I was going to sell clothes. I was going to dress you and stuff.
You were going to dress people? Yeah. Because you've always had
that was my
the knack for fashion.
Yeah. So I look at you and I say, okay, you have to wear
this one will fit you.
This one will fit you.
I see.